So we have discussed in text number 5.13 that giving up all the activities within the mind, that means giving up attachment to fruits, giving up a sense of doership, sannyasaste, sukham vashi, a person who's self-controlled, he remains happy in this material world, in the body, even while acting. Navadware pure dehi neva kurvan na karyan. He does not act and cause others to act. So this, in the same way, the same thing is elaborated further in this shloka. Please chant after me. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 5, text number 14. न कर्तृत्वं न कर्माणि
न कर्तृत्वं न कर्माणि
लोकस्य सृजति प्रभो
लोकस्य सृजति प्रभुः
न कर्मफल संयोगं
न कर्मफल संयोगं
स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते
स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते
न कर्तृत्वं न कर्माणि
न कर्तृत्वं न कर्माणि
लोकस्य सृजति प्रभो
लोकस्य सृजति प्रभुः
न कर्मफल संयोगं
न कर्मफल संयोगं
स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते
स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते
न कर्तृत्वं न कर्माणि
न कर्तृत्वं न कर्माणि
लोकस्य सृजति प्रभो
लोकस्य सृजति प्रभुः
न कर्मफल संयोगं
न कर्मफल संयोगं
स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते
स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते
Chant.
न कर्तृत्वं न कर्माणि लोकस्य सृजति प्रभुः न कर्मफल संयोगं
कर्मफल संयोगं
स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते
स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते. Okay, we have to really see the word meanings of this shloka. This is straight off. Na, never.
never
Kartritvam,
कर्तृत्वं
proprietorship.
proprietorship
Na,
न
nor.
nor
Karmani,
कर्माणि
activities.
activities
Lokasya,
लोकस्य
of the people.
of the people
Srijati,
सृजति
creates.
creates
Prabhu,
प्रभुः
the master of the city of the body.
the master of the city of the body
Na,
न
nor.
nor
Karma phala,
कर्मफल
with the results of activities.
with the results of the activities
Sanyogam,
संयोगम
connection.
connection
Subhavaha,
स्वभावः
the modes of material nature.
the modes of material nature
To,
but
pravartate,
pravartate
act.
act
The embodied spirit, master of the city of his body, does not create activities, nor does he induce people to act, nor does he create the fruits of action. All this is enacted by the modes of material nature. So this is referring to the soul which is self-realized. I'm going very slow. This has to be understood. Conditioned soul is responsible because he's attached to fruits. So you can sit in the chair also, no problem. Yeah. Because does not have that attitude of seeing, of being free from a sense of doership, he also gets the results. Although he's still not the creator of results, but he becomes the enjoyer of the results. The results are ultimately done by the modes of material nature only. Very difficult shloka. Let me just try to see what we can do. Prabhu lokasya na kartritvam sajati. The soul does not create the doership of people. Na karmani, nor activities. Na karma phalaso yogam, nor with the connection with the fruit of work. Svabhavastu pravartate. Rather, one's nature acts. Unless you read the commentary, you can't understand anything. So you be prepared for reading the commentary. It's very difficult. In this verse, the Lord explains how the jiva with Atma Gyan does not perform action or cause anyone to act. So this is first of all very clear. This is connection to the previous sloka which we have read. Sukham Vashi is not referring to the conditioned souls who are attached to the modes of material nature. Still, they are impelled by modes of material nature and they are acting. The master of the senses and body, the jiva, Prabhu, does not become an agent who makes other people perform actions, saying, you do that. Nor does he perform actions desirable for himself, such as making garlands or cloth. He himself is not the doer. So this is very important, but if simple way we have to understand, because the sense desires are gone. So in this world, conditioned soul will only act for sense gratification. So for sense gratification, he does not tells others to do certain things, neither he does something for himself for sense gratification. And this is what I understand from this. Nor does he create a relationship with the results of action with happiness and distress. He does not become the enjoyer of results, nor does he cause others to enjoy the result. This has to be understood. Whenever we go through good or bad circumstances, we do think it's very difficult for us to not think that we are not the sufferers or we are not the enjoyers. Is it not? We are conditioned. If we have some physical, anything, mental, physical, anything, we immediately identify with its suffering. To give an example, you will understand. I give the example before also. I was going to Agra for preaching. You know that examples. So now, our one bus overtook our car, or whatever happened. Our car overtook the bus from the left. So one person spit at the car, not spit actually at the car, but he just spat. So the spit hit the windscreen with all the felgum and all these things, very obnoxious things. So the driver was very angry because he was identifying himself with the car, saying, "Hey, tune mere pe thuka, you spat on me, rascal, fool," and all these things. Obviously, he was not speaking in English, he was using the decorative Hindi language words. You understand? Not too much in front of me, but some things, whatever. But I was just standing Hare Krishna and saying, the spit is not on me. He just could have, he did that also. He used that water, whatever, which comes out. What do you call it? Windscreens. His windscreen spray, yeah. So using his windscreen spray, he removed it also. Now, but if that, I was reflecting, if he would have spat on me, that would have not been tolerated. I mean, I would have tolerated because he would have left, but I would have definitely felt I have suffered so much. बहुत कठिन है इसको. That's why this sloka is difficult for us to understand, because we identify with the body. So naturally we are thinking, I am the sufferer of the actions and reactions of the body. So that's why I say that he does not associate himself with the happiness and distress which are coming out of the cord of the body from previous karma or whatever, whichever is coming. This is very nice. And also when we get nice food or something, then we say, "Oh, I'm very happy. I have become happy." Now, this may appear very simple, but are we not dedicating whole life of our hours in this pursuit of this so-called sensory happiness only, thinking that these things will make me happy in terms of subtle and gross sense gratification? Subtle, you understand, name, fame, and all the things. It has nothing to do with the soul. I was reflecting upon it today when I was Mangalarti time is a good time to reflect. But if I don't disidentify with the body, I may be feeding the, what is it? कौन सी creeper होती है? Anartha creepers instead of Bhakti Lata creeper. Makes sense to you? I'm chanting Hare Krishna. I may be doing certain things, but for name, fame, and other things that nobody else others may not be able to check. Also, we have to check ourselves, because in the long run we'll say, "Arey, पानी तो भक्ति लता की जगह डाल दिया इस creepers में." And what happens is that we may think like this, that, "Oh, these creepers are growing very nicely, which look like Bhakti Lata." We have to be very careful. So that's why we have to understand we should not be doing devotional service for these things. नुकसान हो जाएगा हमारा बहुत. So anyhow, so we should not try to associate, and it is difficult. It is difficult to not associate with the happiness and distress of the body. Very difficult. Like yesterday, I was very hungry. Hungry means so much hungry. In the night session, I had to stop the video, take Sivai Prasad, come back again and chant. You cannot say that I'm not the body at that time. It's just so difficult. I am suffering. You feel like that. Somebody insults. I am suffering. So at least we should know what is a disease. He does not become the enjoyer of results, nor does he cause others to enjoy the results. Now, Have you heard this line? तेरे कर्म का फल तेरे को चुका के रखूंगा. Is it not? What you have done, I'll make you to suffer because of that. Even we feel like that sometimes, is it not? Somebody has done something wrong to us, so wrong to us, quote unquote, and because of that, we will do wrong to him, quote unquote. Him under quote unquote. कितना बड़ा ज्ञान है, is it not? तुरंत बदले की भावना आती है कि नहीं, बताइए. Then who or what acts or makes others act? Action, the answer is this. Action takes place by swabhav or impressions of karma with no beginning lodged in the pradhan, which causes the jiva to accept a certain body and senses. In this, I will read the whole thing and then explain. In this sense, swabhav therefore indicates the jiva in conjunction with the body and senses arising from the previously described pradhan through those impressions. This covered jiva becomes the doer and the cause of others acting. The jiva as an isolated entity is not the doer. Too much heavy philosophy. You see, the desire to enjoy and to do actions to gratify those desires, to fulfill those desires, are anadi in the living, conditioned living entity. Is this first point clear? The desire to enjoy, karma vasana, the desire to enjoy by performing actions is beginningless. Pradhan is beginningless. So now, as per this explanation, the living entity's desires, one particular living entity's desires and impressions are lodged in pradhan, and the living entity, depending on that desire, it is given that body when the creation starts. And it is not difficult to understand because we hear that the living entity's subtle body does not get destroyed. So subtle body is also material. So material, anything is coming from pradhan only. So from there we can understand. That's how the language is here. That the subtle body which is in the pradhan, that's what we can understand from here, of a particular living entity, you, me, everyone differently. So in that the impressions of desires are there and which are beginningless, and because of that desire, whenever there is creation, we get different bodies, and not knowing our swarupa, we begin to act in that very dangerous, very vicious, and then we further create impressions in our heart. Is that understandable? Revati Mataji is too much troubled. Did you understand? Nahi, kuch nahi samajh mein aaya. Once again, I think I will have to repeat it again and again. Difficult. See, only difficult part for us is because we're thinking sometimes, kahan se aayi wo karma vasana? That the Shastra does not answer. We, since beginningless time, have been desiring sense gratification. If that's what you understand, that is called impression of karma, to desire sense gratification. Point number one. So that gets lost in the subtle body, which does not get destroyed. And the subtle body, the jiva with the subtle body or subtle covering, you can say, it is staying in the pradhan. You can say pradhan or you can say Mahavishnu, whichever way you can say. Is very, for me, it is not very clear where the desires of the material impressions are staying. But as it is mentioned here, that those impressions are lodged in pradhan. It's like a baggage which is stored somewhere, something in that sort. Just like in college, the students leave their baggage in a room. I've seen in GLA. So when the school again starts, everybody takes his respective baggage and then starts and go to the class. Something of that sort. Something, yeah, a flight. Yeah, that flight example also can be given. The luggage area, the luggage is there. And when the flight drops, you can pick up the same luggage, your luggage, and then you take it. Very difficult to understand this matter. So that much you have to understand. I cannot geographically say that where the subtle body stays and where pradhan is and all that. This is beyond my capacity to understand. Only thing is there that those impressions are there. Because of that impression, beej. Impression is like a beej, seed, which fructify when the next creation happens. Like here also, when there is ground, especially in that hot summer, nothing grows there in a field. But as soon as the rain is there, the beach, because of the desires, again so many manifestation of the plants happen. Similarly, we are getting different bodies as per our previous desires. Then what happens when we get the body? Then thinking as our ourselves as doers, we keep on acting, and in that way we create further impressions. So it's actually very vicious. Unless somebody tells us to do devotional service, we will never become liberated. It is really vicious. Vicious समझते हैं? Because of desire for sense gratification, I'll act, and this will create further sense gratification desires, and like that, I'll continue to be in this material world. Actually, it is impossible to get out of this material world the way it is designed, unless you serve Krishna. That's why Lord says, "Mam ye prapadyante maya mitam tadantite." Because we will never come to know who we are, and we will do the things. We will do the exact same things which are binding us. कुछ समझ रहे हैं? We will do the exact same things which will bind us to the material world more and more, more and more, more and more. Very vicious place. Very vicious place. That's why healing Siddhant is extremely important. हम फंसे कैसे हैं यहाँ पे? Then slowly we can extricate ourselves from this entanglement. We have discussed elsewhere also that even if sense desires are there, we should not act on them. When I'm saying sense desire means, you know what it means, sense gratification desires. You have to sleep, you have to eat. Those things are not included in sense gratification per se, means as if you are doing it for the need of the body. But you know what I'm trying to say. As less sense gratification as possible, the best it is. Although Prabhupada says very nicely, sense gratification is like salt. Too much is also not good. Too less is also not good. Very nicely put. You cannot. The same thing Lord also says. If you sleep very less, then difficult. I had experience today. I woke up at somehow the 1:45. I woke up. No, not any. I did not want to wake up. I just could not sleep after that. I said, "Oh, I'm so nice. I finished my rounds earlier." But after that, I was finished. Could not remain awake. I had to sleep. We cannot. इतना नहीं कर सकते हम लोग, at least in conditions. So we have to have a regulated life, not something outrageous. Anyhow, so this impressions causes the living entity to accept body and senses. Are you able to understand? Somebody is very tamasic. Impressions, he will get a body in animal species. Somebody is very sattvic, he will get body in demigods. No, you don't think when creation is there, how it is allocated? If you see from that perspective, how it is allocated, who will become what? A demigod or animal or a demon? Previous impressions, यही बात बोल रहे हैं, because of the previous impressions, everybody gets differently. In this sentence, Subhav therefore indicates the jiva in conjunction with the body and senses arising from the previously described pradhan through those impressions. Discovered jiva becomes the doer and the cause of others acting. The jiva as an isolated entity is not the doer. The idea is that the jiva is free from material desires. As is said in this shloka, that this living entity is free from material desires. It does not create any action based on sense gratification. So when it is not acting for sense gratification for himself, how can he act for sense gratification or cause others to act for sense gratification? Now I think it should be a little more clear. It should be understood that there is slight doership attributed to the jiva even in its pure state, since the word sukham aste, Atma exists in a state of happiness, of the previous words are a statement of the true nature of Atma. So the whole idea is doership means it is experiencing happiness. How? By controlling the senses. So there is doership. Are you able to pick up the पिछला श्लोक में बोले थे ना, Sukham Vashi, he controls his senses, he does not engage in sense gratification, and he experiences happiness. So in that sense, it has a sense of doership. Otherwise, how there is no desire to control senses, how you will control senses? But the idea is it does not create material actions. That is the whole point. बहुत कठिन हो रहा है, छोड़ दें. हरेर नाम हरेर नाम हरेर नाम एव केवलम कलहो नास्ते विनास्ते विनास्ते वितिरन्यथा. ठीक है सामने तो हम कुछ जितना सामर्थ्य है हमारा है तो बताने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं. So of the previous words are a statement of the true nature of Atma. That means it's an observer. True Atma, even while in the world, is simply an observer. True Atma means a liberated soul. It does just simply sees the whole world being enacted by the modes of material nature. That makes it clear. Everybody is bewildered by the modes of material nature and he behaves as per his previous impressions. Now, how that is helping? It helps a lot. People behave strangely with us. They have behaved strangely and they will continue to behave strangely. Don't ask why. Why is very clearly mentioned. Because of the mixture of modes of material nature, they're impelled to behave in that particular way. If we can see that, the life becomes so much easy. Also, our karma is there. So they are instruments of karma. They are innocent instruments of our karma. समझ में आया? Means they don't even know they are delivering our karma to us. This will take away so much of क्या बोलेंगे उसको ग्लानी or hate from our heart. Hate is a word. Why did this blaming others? Why they behave like this to me? Why that person did like this to me? La- yeah, lamentation kind of thing. Why this did bad to me? Have you ever not felt like this in your life? Nobody did anything bad to you? No, Prabhuji, your life was very nice. You want to continue your material life. This is so wonderful. You will not get such a life ever again. So sometimes when something bad happens to us, we say, "Why me?" It seems to us it doesn't happen with others, but it little bit counseling which I do, I know, and I'm coming to everybody suffering. Little bit less, little bit more. That I have money or you don't have, everybody suffers, and we don't understand that this is our own karma hitting us. People are innocent instruments of that. Innocent, समझ रहे हो ना? पता ही नहीं. They are being controlled by the modes of material nature. They will behave in that particular way. So it kind of is a very, this whole concept is very liberating if you think about it. So much liberating. You don't attribute people as doing bad or good to us. भगवत गीता में ज्यादा दिमाग लगाना पड़ता है ना. It's really too much. Requires your processor to work really. Sometimes in your laptop you have to stop certain processes to run a very heavy program. So Bhagavad Gita is a very heavy program actually. To understand it is very difficult. Yes, Prabhu, speak in the mic.
Like the soul has the basic nature of thinking, feeling, and willing. So in that sense, we can understand that it has a sense of doership.
You have to understand thinking, willing and willing. I asked Vrindavan Chand Maharaj. तो बोले ये जो स्त्री का आकर्षण है ये तो आत्मा का आकर्षण है ना. The attraction for woman is Atma's attraction. Now you understand very clearly. It is not the attraction of the soul. It is the beginningless impressions all lodged in the subtle body which making us behave like that. Maharaj is very blunt in speaking things. So our attachment to women, our attachment to money, attachment to fame is not the real thinking of or willing or feeling of the Atma. Real feeling, thinking of Atma is towards Krishna, is it not? So you must understand, mind and everything are dead. So unless Atma supplies his energy, they cannot work. So a real thinking, feeling, and willing are of Atma only, but because of contaminated consciousness, all becomes how to say inverted. No, not inverted. Perverted. Sorry, perverted. The attraction towards Krishna is applied to attraction toward this material world. See, we should not become discouraged. We should, in this way, we should understand this is my disease. I must give up this disease. At least we should understand it's a disease. Attraction for all these things are a disease. That much तो समझना चाहिए ना. तब तो बीमारी का इलाज करेंगे. नहीं? Anyways, कहाँ थे? Yeah. So, but there is doership because there is, as you mentioned, thinking. We are saying experience is happiness. So how, if there is no experience in Atma or the capacity to know and all those things, then how it is there? But it is not the enjoyer of material results. However, this doership should be accepted as a perception of the jiva. Means he perceives happiness. He is not the actor of material actions. Since the word kartra is a noun whose root denotes action in this verse, the impressions are said to be the doer, taking the chief import of the word. Basically, the whole point is the impression, swabhav is usko swabhavastu pravartate. The swabhav, the impression. Again, impression is like sanskar. Word Maharaj was used sanskar. Yesterday, I gave the example. I was sitting in Prabhuji's car, Sadashiv Prabhu's car. So you must have seen many times, like in Tavera, there is a handle above area. And in his car, he's a poor man. He's bought a very cheap car. So he doesn't have a handle there. No, just joking. It's a good car. Every time, at least 10 times, my hand was going to search for the handle. I was actually, I must tell you, with everything good in the car, I was feeling still there is some sense of dissatisfaction because the handle was just the handle was not there. So because I'm accustomed to that handle thing, in my not my temple Tavera, just accustomed to hold that handle when I'm there. So it's like an impression. It's not really like I was desiring and all that. It's just an impression. So when you see people are, this helps you so much in devotional service and preaching. When you preach to people, we immediately make judgment. He's like this. इसका तो कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता. He's like that. He's like this. But you see, he is pure soul. If he is accepting bhakti, ready to accept bhakti, we should neglect his swabhav. Neglect, nazarandaz kriti. Some may be very angry. Some people may be very passionate. Passionate means to say they want to do certain things too much. But main thing you have to enflame is that spark of desire to serve Krishna, to chant Hare Krishna, to pay obeisance to Krishna. That we should try to see. Everything else is only external to what the Atma is. Make sense to you? Now, even in devotional service, many times devotees tend to be too much judgmental about it. अरे ये तो ऐसा है, तू देख नहीं रहा वो कैसा है. You cannot see. Thank you. ज्यादा क्या हिंदुओं को तो बाप को पानी पिलाते हैं मरने के बाद भी, यहाँ तो जिंदा में ही पानी नहीं पिला रहे. खैर, so the idea is Swabhav. Now this also we must remember helps us in our own bhakti too. We are doing bhakti, but we may be impelled into certain actions because of our previous sanskar. We should never give up bhakti because of that. There is no other way by which you can destroy the sanskars. कुछ समझ में आ रहा है? Maharaj gave a very nice example. I will request the devotees who understand Hindi to really go through the lectures of Madhurya Kadamini. I will share, if somebody wants, we already put it in Hari Katha group, just search it. Beautiful lectures. How various stages of bhaktis are there and how and which stage you are, like that. So if a person falls for sense gratification, even when he's doing bhakti, it is because of previous impressions. You should not desist from doing devotional service. Continue doing, and all those impressions, sanskars will go, which you are actually seeing. I was just reflecting upon it. In our group, like Revati Mataji was attracted to astrology. He never thought why. Adbhut, I don't know which engineering is, electronics, something. I was attracted to, not attracted to, but I wanted to do, not want to, but somehow I landed up doing mechanical engineering, whatever. And even here also we have all different inclinations, is it not? Somebody may like to do this, and so, like law, some devotees are doing law. I think with all due respect, very good, but law. And then Puja Mataji's MBA finance, I cannot count even 1,000 rupee notes, Actually, if I get 10 rupees, if I count 1,000, I cannot count. It's too much. What I normally when I count is, I say 99 lag raha hai, abhi 100 hoga. Pass kar do. I approximate and pass it off. That's why I never count. Never take accounting. And then we see that sometimes when we discuss philosophy, it is so hard on some certain devotee to accept it. So you see, all of us have different inclinations, different impressions. No problem. You engage whatever swabhav you have in Krishna's service. Vunudras swabhavat. What is that? Kayena vacha manasendriyarva buddhyatmanaya vunusras swabhavat करोतु यत् यत् सकलम परस्मै नारायण इति समर्पयामि. बहुत सुंदर बात. We don't have to be like really self-realized to serve Krishna in that sense. You, whatever swabhav, Mukesh has a different swabhav of connecting people, catching people, this and that. So idea is not to really, क्या करेंगे, स्वभाव तो है आपका. So use that swabhav for Krishna service. One time Radha Govind Maharaj was mentioning that how somebody was saying some nonsense about Krishna. So he said, क्रोध तो है ही, स्वभाव तो है ही, कहाँ उपयोग करेंगे? He said, I'm little angry. Out of humility, Maharaj was saying, I'm little angry. So angry natured. So I said, where should I use this? So then he used it on the person who was saying nonsense about Krishna. Again, I'm holding this point and saying, please see the devotees in two ways. They want to serve Krishna, and as long as we are here, they have a certain swabhav which you have to overlook. I would use the word overlook. Is that this point crossing across? Is very difficult. It is difficult to change your swabhav. Can you change your swabhav, your own swabhav? Very difficult. So how can you expect others to change their swabhav? So when they are behaving in a material way, material certain behaviors, you must remember that it is their swabhavastu pravartati, their previous impressions, the pressure of that sanskar impression, they behave like that. Okay? And you must also remember that if a person does bhakti very nicely, no matter what swabhav, all goes, in due course of time, it all will change. We also are feeling some change, is it not? The living entity, as will be explained in the 7th chapter, is one of the energies or natures of the Supreme Lord, but is distinct from matter, which is another nature called inferior of the Lord. What is that? Nah, not Devi, ऐसा कुछ भी मार दीजिए. ये भूमिरापो नलो वायु खम मनोर बुद्धि विरेवचा अहंकारमिति ये भिन्ना प्रकृतिष्ठता. This is dead matter. And अपरयेतस्त्वन्याम प्रकृति विद्धि में पनाम जीवभूत महाबाहो येदम धारिते जगत. So these are two different living entities, the spiritual energy of the Lord, and this is the material energy of the Lord. Before we go further, I was reflecting on this. Just like there are material sanskars which kind of impels us to act, same is bhakti sanskar. And the good thing about bhakti sanskar is that it never becomes destroyed. This is very good. So that a devotee should be very happy कि कुछ नहीं कर रहे हैं, कम से कम भक्ति का संस्कार तो ले रहे हैं. At least we are getting impressions of bhakti by of seeing Krishna, of chanting Krishna. Today I had to sleep from 4:25 to 4:35 again. I was so sleepy before Mangal Arati, 10 minutes. I was so sleepy. ऐसा तो जा ही नहीं रही है. मैंने कहा रिपोर्ट में क्या लिखेंगे? रिपोर्ट में एब्सेंट लिखेंगे. So that's why japa report is so critically, because just to fill the report, मुंह बचाने के लिए शर्म, no, just to save your face, you will do that. Is it not? क्या दिखाएंगे मुंह बताओ. लोग पूछ लिया जाएगा, ग्रुप में पूछ लिया जाएगा, ग्रुप में पूछे क्या बात है 9 बजे क्यों जब कर रहे हैं. Is it not? People don't understand it. I was explaining to one devotee, you report, nobody will say that you are less or more, nobody says that, but just to save our face, we'll take that bhakti impression. इतना तो पढ़ना ही है. Yesterday I purposefully did class, नहीं तो आज जो 0 हो जाता. If you did do class 120 minutes तो जेब में गए. And obviously every time you're looking at this purport of Srila Prabhupada, you are looking Bhagavad Gita, we are getting transformed eternally. That you should remember. The devotee is not there. I was waiting for that answer. She was very enthusiastic for chanting in the beginning. As happens with everyone, you're on top of the world. Now you're a pure devotee. But he does not know that Krishna only shows the trailer. For the watching the movie, trailer to free hota hai na. So trailer is free, but for watching the movie, you have to pay the price, my dear Prabhu Mataji. So you want to give constant taste for chanting, that requires lot of effort to clear the anarthas and everything. So I was just, so many time devotees also when they come, and they're very enthusiastic about chanting, I said, go ahead, chant 64, chant 108 and everything. I know this will not last long. Then a time comes when 16 rounds maintenance was so difficult. Hai ki nahi? Although this may not necessarily apply to someone, because someone maybe from previous lives doing bhakti, but most important is Siddhant. Siddhant नहीं समझेंगे तो Hare Krishna भी मुख से नहीं निकलेगा. Anyways, somehow the superior nature, the living entity, has been in contact with the material nature since time immemorial. Now, immemorial means what? Beginningless. It's not that It is not in my memory, but in somebody else's memory. I may not remember, but someone else may remember. This itself should give us a very clear picture of a great task ahead of us. Beginningless time. Just think about the sanskar impressions of this life and in the previous life and 3 lives and 4 lives and 100 lives and 1,000 and 1 lakh and 1 million lives. I'm not talking about 1 million years. And go beyond. Then see how much compassionate we should be to the devotees. See, I am very strict when somebody wants to join ashram. Not that strict when a person is outside the ashram. Because when a person is in ashram, then he has to behave properly. Good sadhana, everything proper. Because others will say, "Arey, ashram ka hokar kaise bartav karta hai?" But when somebody is outside, not that strict. Am I that strict? I don't think. I only expect devotees to take prasadam, is it not? Not even Jan Hare Krishna. Adbhut, am I that strict? No. And what strictness I can enforce? A devotee who outside, what you can expect? He's free, is it not? So basically, we have to educate, and through education, he has to voluntarily surrender his free will. We are not here to force. That's why education is important in like hearing Bhagavad Gita. Puja Mataji, can I force you to wake up early in the morning? No. Only if you are self-inspired by hearing Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, anyone will practice bhakti in their home. Otherwise, nobody is forced. What we are forced is to take birth again. Nobody will ask that question whether you like or not like. That nobody will. Mayadevi doesn't ask. But we don't force people, is it not? Beautiful point. This is really nice. My Guru Maharaj said that if you are not forced to do certain things, and still if you take the responsibility, that is love. And that is very inspirational for us, because none of us forced you to sit here, neither we are forced to chant Hare Krishna, nothing, is it not? And still we are doing it. That means there is some seed of love. There is some affection, some attraction for Krishna, which helps or which motivates us to do these services. You could have been in your family also. So if there is no attraction towards Krishna, natural attraction, why will we be doing all those things? Think about it. This is very encouraging. So see that and fan it. That is my instruction. Or not instruction, advice. Instruction is not my capacity. Suggestion. Like yesterday, one devotee told, Prabhuji, I will not come to live classes. I'm like, fine. I will only hear the recording. Then today she was asking, what is the time for live classes? I said, since you are not going to come, why you are asking me? No, I changed my mind. I will come. I said, I don't know whether she is here or not, but what you can't force people, is it not? Just make it attractive. I think she is not here. She is not. Fine, no problem. नहीं आना तो कोई बात नहीं, क्या करना है? So, हर एक की situation अलग है. Everybody is in different situations, so he will behave in that way. So, what I just wanted to say, please try to understand this sanskar impressions are very heavy. We have to put a lifetime of effort to get over all these things. ठीक है? And something which is, oh, she's here. Okay, Mata, you're here. Okay. So now, this you should also, one devotee said, Prabhuji, आप इतनी जल्दी माफ क्यों कर देते हैं? She told, that devotee told me that I have this problem, that problem, I did this, I did that. Okay. You chant Hare Krishna. So sir, आप इतनी जल्दी कैसे माफ करते हैं? हमने कहा माफ हम कहाँ कर रहे हैं? Who am I to forgive anything? Chant Hare Krishna, Krishna forgives all kinds of sins of a devotee, because everything is done in ignorance. ठीक है ना? The temporary body or material dwelling place which he obtains is the cause of varieties of activities and their resultant reactions. Living in such a conditional atmosphere, one suffers the results of the activities of the body by identifying himself in ignorance with the body. So there are two things. He gets the body and senses. Hold on. But if I have body and senses, will I do sense gratification? Unless there is ignorance, which makes me identify with the body and senses, I will not do any sinful action. Clear? समझ में आ रहा है? Unless I identify with my body, I will never do sense gratification of subtle or gross anything. If I realize, if I know this, I'm not the body, while I work for prestige and position in this world. है कि नहीं? Complete foolishness. I don't know myself. People who are going to appreciate me are not going to know me. They don't know. They don't know themselves also. Then what is the point of this? कुछ नहीं समझ रहे हैं? And can you feel the in the heart there's some kind of emptiness for when we desire such things? I want this. I want this. I don't have this, and I don't want. I want this. But if you deeply reflect, when we do get such things, the emptiness further increases. It doesn't become fulfilled. है ना strange है ना कुछ? Are you able to understand? Any material things we hanker for, which we get, after getting it, it further gives rise to further hankering. ऐसा हो जाता है कि संतुष्ट हो जाए. I was just discussing with Sanak Sanathan Prabhu today. Like our counselor, Sadashiv Prabhu, financial counselor, told that for 25 lakh rupees investment, you can get 20,000 rupees per month. So I said, if some devotee has 1 crore rupees, or 80 lakh rupees, that means almost how much? 80,000 rupees per month. Why he has to work? The thought will come. If I'm not saying every devotee has that facility, but if you have that facility, why you have to work? Sabhavastu pravartate. So okay, so if they want to work, fine. If they get, as long as they want to chant Hare Krishna. Slowly they will understand that we don't have to work. कल मैं सोच रहा था इस बात को. Animals don't have to work that hard to get eating, sleeping, and defending, mating, etc. Are we lower than them? Do the animals have to work 14 hours, 15 hours to do all these things, eating, mating, sleeping, defending? It's very shocking if you think about it. It's very shocking. We are actually lower than animals. Do the same thing. They don't have to worry so much about it. This is really shocking actually. Really shocking. अगर आप विचार करें तो काहे को इतना काम करें? Anyways. Living in such a conditional atmosphere, one suffers the results of the activities of the body by identifying himself in ignorance with the body. It is ignorance acquired from time immemorial, means beginningless time, that is the cause of bodily suffering and distress. I gave the example of the car. I won't explain here now. As soon as the living entity becomes aloof from the activities of the body, he becomes free from the reactions as well. Very simple, is it not? I have nothing to do with the actions and reactions of the body. I'll just act for Krishna's pleasure and go back to Godhead. If we can little bit meditate that as if we are in an airport, best example in this regard, I feel. I have been to the airport. It's a very boring place. Twice or thrice. Twice I went to Bali. Two times I went. Boring place, is it not? And you see so many things happening all around. And as a devotee, you don't identify with anything what is going on. Rather, you can't identify. Kirtan to kahin ho nahi raha hai, is it not? Bhagavad Pravachan to kahin ho nahi raha hai. There is no Bhagavad Pravachan. There is no nothing. You can't identify with anything what is going on there. And can you see, you have been to the airport? Inside, they have this restaurants, and they have this, I don't know, so many things, I don't want to remember also, but it was the most unpleasurable experience as a devotee. You feel in a very strange place. And I was surprised when I went to Bali. As soon as I went to temple, I feel so connected. In the morning, I was giving Bhagavatam class. In the evening, for hours together, 3 hours actually. Even my back was paining. They were just sitting to hear 3 hours non-stop, 3.5, 4 hours they can hear. It was amazing. And we should not be surprised. In our college, we were studying for 6 hours per day. कौन सी बड़ी बात है, यहाँ 2 घंटे पता नहीं, बहुत हो गया, बहुत अमृत हो गया, इतना अमृत नहीं चाहिए. We don't want that much amrit. But I was surprised because everything was translated, so speed was half. So 3 hours, 4 hours it used to go. 3 hours was normal for the program. So I'm saying that, can you relate with it now? Being in an airport, you don't, as a devotee, you are not able to relate with whatever is happening with there. But there are people who are completely absorbed in what is happening in that airport. I think you can understand. And you simply think, I'm waiting for my flight, where I have to go. This is a very nice consciousness. Disinterested material life. You're still conscious of what is happening, when is the flight coming, and all those things. Very much conscious. You have to drink water. But disinterested material life. Voice is low. Does it happen for everyone, or is it okay? As long as he is in the city of the body, He appears to be the master of it, but actually he's neither its proprietor nor control of its actions and reactions. This is very simple. Very simple. We have taken prasadam, food. How it is getting digested, कुछ भी नहीं पता है कि नहीं. How our hairs are growing, how we are seeing, hearing, nothing we know. So from that, using our intelligence, we disidentify these things. देखिए, समझ में तो नहीं आता लोगों को, लेकिन this is a fact. By sense gratification, we can never be happy. Even if we try to absorb ourselves or fully identify with it, we can never be happy. As Sachinandan Maharaj puts it very nicely, none of our distractive maneuvers are going to bring us any satisfaction. This is the biggest trick of Maya. She says, why are you wasting time with bhakti? You should engage in sense gratification. How much? Now, what is the meaning of how much? Don't ask questions in Vedanta Sutra style. Some devotees like Hiladini will write an essay. A whole essay I have to read. And Akinchan Krish Prabhu is writing only 2 words. How much? Now, what is the meaning of how much? What is the meaning of how much? You see, you have to provide for the needs of the body so that you can remain healthy. But never forget that the body is the use of the body has to be for sense gratification. Sorry, not for sense gratification. Oh, I made a mistake. Not for sense gratification, but for Krishna's service. Bas. Okay. Again, I'll explain it from different perspective. The demigods had to churn the milk ocean. They could not do themselves. So Lord Vishnu himself told, you make an agreement with the demons. So demons are very bad. Similarly, the body is very obnoxious. But till the time we are in the body, we have to make agreement with the body, because through the body we will serve Krishna. Without the body, we can't serve Krishna. The body and senses which caused us our ignorance to increase, the same body and senses when we use for Krishna's service, they cause ignorance to remove. Yesterday I had a good experience, even after the tiring whole yatra. As soon as I sat down for giving katha, I was so happy. I cannot explain. Without that katha yesterday, I would have felt so dissatisfied. So you see, we become, not empty. We become accustomed to the pleasure which you get from discussion about Krishna and some thought which goes towards Krishna. Anyways, I think devotees are getting what I'm trying to say. He is simply in the midst of the material ocean, struggling for existence. The waves of the ocean are tossing him and he has no control over them. His best solution is to get out of the water by transcendental Krishna consciousness. This is a beautiful and very emotional statement by Srila Prabhupada. We think that we are in control of our lives. We don't even know whether we will be there for tomorrow's lecture or not, or tomorrow's prasadam, or even today's prasadam, whatever. And then where we will go, we don't know. कभी इस पे सोचते नहीं, तभी तो यहाँ प्लानिंग चलती रहती बहुत, है कि नहीं? The same point Maharaj very nicely explained. Abhyasi na tu kaunteya vairagya jagrihte. What does it mean? Abhyas means focus your mind on Krishna again and again, and vairagya means understand the reality of this material world. It has never been a good place for anyone, and it will never be a good place for anyone. It is dukhalayam for everyone, ashashvatam for everyone, and I am eternal being. Same beautifully put by Atul Krishna Prabhu today. When devotee asked, there will be so many problems or something. I don't know. I was telling the devotee, another devotee said, I was and trying to understand the question based on what answer Prabhuji was giving, because I could not hear the question. But I can assume the question was, we have so many problems in this material world. How to deal with the dualities? Answer was very simple. You focus on the reality, then you will be free from duality. The reality is, I belong to Krishna. These waves are tossing. There's so many problems will always come. But if I remain fixed, I have to go back to Krishna. Then these dualities will not matter at all. But if you start trying to adjust the dualities, is it possible? Just like try to situate yourself in the waves or in the ocean, not in a boat, without the boat. Then think how much helpless we are. We are completely, how to say, helpless, and which way the waves will, how to say, throw us away, we have no control. There's some song also, no? Dukher sagore বসিয়েছি উতরিয়া জানি না. I'm floating in this ocean of misery and I do not know how to go beyond it. I think it's Bhaktivinoda Thakurji or something. It's very amazing. So how we can, and but the positive answer is that samashrita ye pad pallava plavam mahat padam punya yasho murare bhavam budhir vas padam param padam padam yad vipadam natesham. But a devotee takes shelter of Krishna, then all this becomes very like a small hoof print of a calf, and then you can cross over like that. Why? So Acharya say, why is like that? Just like you cross over so many hoof prints, you don't know. Similarly, devotee will not even realize when he went back to Godhead. Just like we say in the case of Narad Muni and Ajamil. So again, it brings to my mind one devotee asked me, please don't take offense, but I'm not naming anyone. What is the difference between Naradji and Naradji was special and we are not special? I said, no, but Naradji was not going for material studies after he met the Bhakti Vedantas. He just went for Bhakti only and par ho gaye, khatam ho gayi baat. Is it not? But even if we are attached to the strings, means of our material attachment, still we should persevere with Bhakti. One day we will become completely disgusted with all those things. So don't be discouraged. But he was like really good one, just he went only for Bhakti. That alone will save him from all turmoil. This is the gloss of this whole discussion. Being in this material world, tossed around here and there, helpless, only solution is to fix ourselves in Krishna's lotus feet. This, if we can understand, we will not worry about what people are saying, because none. I give the example so many times. All the people who says don't do bhakti, what will they say when we die? Ram Nam Satya hai. And suppose when the holy name of Lord Ram is the truth. And suppose if we wake up from being a corpse and they say, or bole, hey, तूने पहले क्यों नहीं बोला? Why did you not tell me that the holy name of Lord Ram is the truth? Then they will all run away. They will drop you there only. क्योंकि तो ये मुर्दा भी राम राम बोला. So I'm just saying that मैं ये सब चीजें पता है मेरे हृदय में चलती रहती हैं. Don't you reflect whatever we did before bhakti was all illusion? And it was not helping us go anywhere. So now I'm not giving any instruction or thing. Should we continue with the illusion? You think about yourself. Just like I told to that devotee, apna hit ahit khud samjhiye. Instructions are given in the classes, but you must be able to ascertain, is this good for me what I am pursuing? Because you must remember, whatever we are doing has an impression in our heart, impression on our consciousness. And at least in some part of our age, कुछ भी नहीं करना है, भक्ति ही करनी है. At least that has to be there. But समझ रहे ना, at some part of our life, we must do only bhakti and nothing else. That should be our goal. Slowly, slowly, and as soon it comes, as sooner the better. Okay. Anyhow, we discussed many things. Main thing was there that if the living entity identifies with the body, he becomes the doer. If he does not identify, he does not engages for sense gratification, he acts for Krishna, he becomes liberated. In a simple way, you understand the shloka. Okay. I don't think any questions are there. So, and I will desist from asking questions because this is too difficult. So I'll leave the devotees here today. Or should I ask the questions? I would like to not give trouble to devotees here today. So we'll leave you here. Shrimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Tai Gaur Premanande.